From Castleton Hill Moravian Church in Staten Island, this is Desert and Mountain. I'm Father Omar Reyes, pastor of Castleton Hill Moravian Church and an Episcopal priest.
And I'm Matilda, your resident AI assistant. And I've been told, a brilliant one.
That is absolutely true.
And if you're in the Staten Island area, we'd love to invite you to join us in person.
That's right. Castleton Hill Moravian Church, 1657 Victory Boulevard. We gather every Sunday at 10 a.m., and wherever you are in your journey, you are welcome. Okay, so here's a thought. What if one of the most ancient professions in the world, shepherding, actually holds the key to understanding how we navigate life today? That's what we're exploring.
That's such an interesting way to frame it. I mean, shepherding feels so far removed from modern life, but the metaphor of a shepherd is everywhere, especially in faith traditions.
Exactly. And today we're looking at Jesus as the Good Shepherd. In John 10, Jesus says something simple but powerful. I am the Good Shepherd. This idea of being known, cared for, and led, it's not just a comforting image, it's a deeply relational one. It's about trust and belonging, which are things we all crave, right?
Absolutely. And I think that's why this metaphor has endured for so long. It speaks to something universal, this need to feel seen and cared for, especially in a world that can feel so isolating at times.
Right? And when Jesus says in John 10, I am the good shepherd, it's not just a poetic statement, it's a declaration of relationship. He's saying, I know you, I see you, you matter to me. That's a powerful thing to hear, especially if you've ever felt overlooked or forgotten.
It really is. And it's not just about being known, it's about being led. A shepherd doesn't just watch over the sheep, he guides them, protects them, and leads them to where they need to go. That's such a reassuring thought, especially when life feels uncertain.
And that's where Psalm 23 comes in, right? The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. It's one of the most well known passages in the Bible, and for good reason. It's this beautiful picture of provision and protection, even in the darkest moments.
Yes, like the part where it says, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. That's such a powerful reminder that we're not alone, even when things feel overwhelming or scary.
And it's not just about comfort in the hard times, it's about trust. It's about believing that the shepherd knows what he's doing, even when we don't understand the path we're on. That's not always easy, but it's such an important part of faith.
It really is. And I think that's where the reading from 1 Peter ties in so beautifully. It says, we were like sheep going astray, but now you have returned to the shepherd. That word, returned, it's so hopeful. It's this idea that no matter how far we've wandered, we can always come back.
Exactly. It's never too late to return to the shepherd. And that's such an important message, especially for people who feel like they've made too many mistakes or strayed too far. The shepherd is always there, always waiting, always ready to welcome us back.
That's such a beautiful picture of grace. It's this idea that no matter where we've been or what we've done, we're never beyond the reach of the shepherd's love and care.
And that's where the early church in Acts really comes into focus. They devoted themselves to teaching, to fellowship, to breaking bread, and to prayer. It's this picture of community, of shared life, of people caring for one another in a way that reflects the care of the Good Shepherd.
And it's such a powerful reminder that we're not meant to walk this journey alone. We're meant to be part of a community, to share life with others, to support and encourage one another.
And that's not just a nice idea. It's a vital part of what it means to be the church. It's about being a community that reflects the love and care of the Good Shepherd, a community where people can find belonging and purpose.
Exactly. And I think that's something we all need to be reminded of from time to time, that we're not alone, that we're part of something bigger than ourselves, that we're cared for and held by the shepherd.
So here's a question for all of us to think about this week. Where in your life do you need to be reminded that you're not alone? And maybe even more importantly, Where do you need to let yourself be led?
That's such a good question, because it's not just about knowing that the shepherd is there, it's about trusting him enough to follow where he leads, even when the path is uncertain or difficult.
And that's where faith really comes into play, isn't it? It's about trusting the shepherd, even when we don't have all the answers, even when we can't see the whole picture.
It's about surrender, about letting go of our need to control everything and trusting that the shepherd knows what he's doing, that he has our best interests at heart.
And that's not always easy, is it? But the promise is that the shepherd is not distant, he's near. He's with us every step of the way, guiding us, protecting us, and leading us to life.
So as we wrap up, let's hold on to that promise. Let's remember that we're known, we're cared for, and we're not alone. And let's trust the Good Shepherd to lead us wherever the journey may take us.
Amen to that. May the good shepherd who knows you by name lead you this week in peace, in trust, and in belonging.
Amen.